So many cool riffs came out of the 80s. This is another one by Rick Springfield called Jessie's Girl. I remember hearing this and thinking, oh, that's such a cool groove. Pretty straightforward. It's all built around power chords. So before I show you the chords and that, let's talk about the rhythm and the timing, because that's probably the challenging thing with this riff. Now, most of it's based around quavers. So if I put a bar up here of quavers going 2 and a beat, so it'll be the first beat, second beat, third beat, and then the fourth beat. Now, if there's my bar. Now, this riff actually starts on the quaver before the bar. So if you imagine you've got another bar of quavers here, the last one here would be the starting one. Now, that would be the and of the 4, if we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that one is equivalent to where that one is. Now, you don't play the next one in the bar. So you're going to start off going 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 and 3 and. Now, we're not going to play that one as well, so it's tied through. And then it goes into the next bar and basically repeats. So timing, that's and 2 and 3 and then it's going to be the and again here in this next bar. So we'll put the quavers and that's tied across. And it goes and 2 and then 3 and. And then to finish that bar off, you'd have 2 more quavers, it'd be tied, and then it just repeats. So you could repeat back and I could put a double bar line there. So that would be the timing of it. So it's a little bit more complicated one than the usual thing. Now, each one of these is just power chords that you're going to play. So we'll talk about those. This riff's in the key of D major. So if we start on the D here and we follow our scale through, so D's our tonic, it goes tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Now it's all built around the first of the key, which is the D. Then it goes to the 5, which is the A. The 6th note is the B. And then the other one that's in it is the 4. Okay? So I'll show you how to play out on those quavers. So we're going to start on the tonic. Now the tonic for this is the D. D is this note here. It's on the 5th string, 5th fret. Now with the power chords, or perfect fifths if you want to call them, it's always the next string down 2 frets higher. So I get this shape. So think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my 1 to my 5 there. Now I just keep that shape as I move it around to the different locations. Now with perfect fifths or power chords, you can play them on any note of the scale, except the 7 if you want to be in key. So if that's my 1, to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 octave. So there's your basic major scale. And I've got 1, I can do a power chord. Now the 4 of the scale is directly under here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the octave of this one. So that's 1, that's the 4 of the key, the G, and I'm doing a power chord there. The 5, and then the 6. 4, 5 and 6 are all 2 frets apart, or a tone apart, or a whole step, whatever you want to call it. So the riff goes from the tonic, goes to the 5th of the key, moves to the 6, then you go down to the 4 of the key, the 5, and then back to the tonic. So the first one on that anacrusis, or that lead-in note, goes the root note, you got the gap where the 1 would be, then you're going to go and 2 and 3 and the gap, and then you go and, which is on that and of the 4 of the bar, and then it goes back to this one and then back down. So timing wise it'd go 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So just think again, I'll just talk through it really slow. So you're 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now with the power chords, if you want to use your 4th finger for that, you can. I often do. I find I'm a little bit lazy like that, but sometimes I'll do it with that. I even done a 2nd sometimes when I know I've got to stretch up for other things. So it doesn't really matter the other finger, but I would suggest the root note of the power chord, use your 1st finger. Right? It gets pretty awkward if you want to sit there and do it with 2nd and 4th. Yeah, you can, but keep life simple. So the timing was just quavers. It's roughly about 130 beats a minute. You want to put slight sort of palm mute on it to give that sort of sound. So I'll play it up to roughly the tempo it would be. So you go 2, 3, 4. And then it just keeps repeating through that whole first section of the song. So very cool riff. So just remember, D's our tonic, it's a quaver rhythm. The only thing that makes it hard is just missing these couple of quavers in here due to those ties. So have a lot of fun with that. Very cool sounding riff, and I'll see you in the next video.